steak
We're
taco.
making steak tacos for dinner tonight. Woo! How about that? Welcome in NBA DFS preview show, WinDailySports.com. I'm gonna have to stall a little bit here because I didn't even get anything yet in our lovely Discord chat. I would love for our Discord people to know. Boom. I can always count on you. You are so trustworthy, and I know people trust you a lot to give you good DFS plays, and you always do that. You're so trustworthy, and now you're making steak tacos for dinner.
I am.
That's next level. S right there.
It's
That's
steak taco Tuesday.
Oh man, is there anything extra you do with a steak taco, or
no? Not really. Sour cream, guac,
you just let the steak
lettuce.
speak for itself, you know?
Yeah.
Nice, good, well done, good for you, man. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. The trick, honestly, is that I don't use salt. As crazy as that sounds, I don't use salt.
Really?
I don't have salt in the house because I can't because of my heart. I had to cut salt out of my diet, but there's like a couple replacements for it that it works really well. Like I use garlic powder, onion powder, pepper, and if you want a bit of heat on there, you can put whatever kind of spices you want. But yeah, garlic powder, onion powder, and pepper. It's
all
even
I put.
better.
If you put that on better than salt, it works. Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's
you
even
put that
better
on
than
anything.
Salt.
It's perfect. It works every single time.
That's my replacement for that. Sour cream, guac.
Lovely. Oh, gotta have guac.
Salsa, cheese, lettuce.
What'd you say? Is that salsa? Did you
salsa? Yeah.
Salsa?
Yeah, salsa.
Salt? You just said salsa. What is salsa? What are you guys? What kind of?
I don't know.
I
honestly, I think I pronounced it a different
shit
time.
Was that?
I think I pronounce it a different way every time. Look, the only thing I think both ways is fine. Salmon is salmon, though. People pronounce it salmon. No, that's a no-go.
I've never heard salsa before. There's no way that's an actual pronunciation. I'm gonna look up the now we're gonna look up a definition of salsa, and I'm gonna
hear me coming into this slate.
Yeah, it's salsa. I'm literally right now.
Okay.
Salsa.
We get it. 76 was the number 1 seed. We get it.
I know. I'm definitely feeling it. Look, it's big for the Sixers today. We're stacking the Sixers in all of our lineups. Actually, that's probably not the case. We're probably not doing that.
I don't think I'm playing 1.
No. Lovely.
I don't think I'm playing 1, but
so Dean Wade for the win.
God, oh my God, Dean Wade. This guy sucks. I hate Dean Wade. Oh my God, Dean Wade. Guy blows.
Terrible.
We for the win. We had it was literally only Dean Wade. If you played Dotson and you cashed, I'd be impressed. The guy put up 9 DraftKings points, so
that's good.
See, like that's the way that I ended up pivoting. Like it's you got to look at it as duos. Okay, Dean Wade went off for 45, but everybody that played Dean Wade also played Dotson, and they put up 9. So
yeah,
you're looking at 54 points, and you had other punts in there that were good enough to do that too. So it worked out just fine. Pat Bev is starting. Yeah, I'm not playing any Clippers. That game might be like a 40-point blowout by halftime. So,
oh, jeez. We're not looking for that. So what are we looking for on today's slate? It's 11 games. So, you add in the fact that it's the end of the NBA season we're getting to. There's 11 games. There's probably a lot here on the slate. So I guess to just focus in on something, what is that kind of one game at least that you've been attacking?
Where do we want to start? We'll start with the Brooklyn
Sixers.
game.
Oh, okay. No.
We'll start with the Brooklyn game.
Okay. No, that sounds about
We'll go to the Sixers game after. There's one guy that I want to play there.
There's
one guy I want to play there. So, look, the Nets really need this win. Sorry, my hat is like falling off. The Nets really need this win.
Do they?
If they really do, because if they don't, and Milwaukee wins tonight against Orlando, shocker. I really do think that they'll beat Orlando. Not really, might be a tight one, but we'll see. If Brooklyn loses this game and Milwaukee wins against Orlando, when Milwaukee loses against Orlando, beats Orlando. Sorry, I'm getting trapped into my own.
No, you're doing great. Doing great.
Milwaukee's gonna absolutely crush Orlando. In case people didn't realize the sarcasm, and then. If Brooklyn loses this game, they fall to the 3 seed and face Miami in the first round. So it's a first round exit for Brooklyn if that happens. So,
whoa!
Yeah, it is. I said that on your show too. I said it on our show, and I said it on your show too. It's a first round exit for Brooklyn. So they at this point, we're just waiting to see if Miami beats them in the first round or in the second round. Either way, Miami beats them in 6.
Damn,
but
coming in hot.
But
so you're telling me the Sixers are getting to the NBA Finals with all of this?
No, Miami beats Philly too. I'm sorry. Did I leave that part out? See, I'll say that I can't say that on your show because then when I come to Philly, people are going to be like, "Who's this guy?" This is the guy that said that Miami is going to beat Philadelphia on a Philadelphia radio show.
The entire city of Philadelphia listens to my show. Absolutely,
yeah. Obviously, who doesn't? Who wouldn't?
But I mean,
I listen to it north of the border. How do they not listen to it? It's in their own city. Anyways.
But Brooklyn, they do have to win.
They need this win. They really, really need this win, all jokes aside, because this is where seeding starts to play. It's the last week of the season. Teams are not dumb. If they have to go and sit out a bunch of guys to get a better spot, then they'll do that just as much as playing Kevin Durant 40 minutes to not play the Miami Heat in the first round. So this is a spot where I want one of KD or Kyrie. Personally, I'm going KD, but I won't fault you if you play Kyrie in this spot. You look at who Chicago's going to throw at Kevin Durant tonight. First of all, barely anybody could guard Kevin Durant in the entire league, let alone anyone, if there even is anyone that could guard Durant in this league. And I could tell you what, a combination of Thad Young, Daniel Tice, if he plays, Lauri Markkanen, Patrick Williams, that ain't it. So I will gladly side with KD over Kyrie in this spot. I respect Zach LaVine on defense too much to be able to pick on him. I still think Kyrie has a crazy game. Based on my lineups, I really do like the way that KD slides in there, and I have the salary for it. They're close enough that it doesn't really matter, and I do prefer paying up at forward tonight than I do at the guard spot. So I give the edge to KD. I'm not playing anybody on the Chicago side. If you are, I really do like Zach LaVine, specifically on FanDuel, where he's only 8,600 versus 95 on DK. The price is a bit high on DK for my liking, but at 86 on FanDuel, where you have to roster 2 shooting guards, I really do like that spot for him. Outside of that, we will go to the. I'm not playing anybody else from this game. I only want the studs. So obviously, I don't have to tell you guys to play Vooch. It's a day ending, and why you can play Vooch.
Playing Dotson?
No.
Okay.
No, absolutely not. Not the Cavs Dotson, not the Chicago Dotson, not the G League Dotson, not any Dotson. We don't play Dotsons. We don't play Dotsons on this show. So outside of this, we will go to the first games. Not the night games are pretty bad. We'll go to
we going with Phoenix Golden State here a little bit, a little Steph Curry action.
Yeah, we'll end the show with that actually. We'll go here. I'm giving the payoff options in that last game, so we'll go to the value city in Toronto and LA. Ooh. So my Toronto Raptors without Fred VanVleet, Kyle Lowry.
You own the Toronto
Pascal.
Raptors.
I do. I speak for the organization and the country at this point. So Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, Kyle Lowry, OG are all out. They officially got eliminated from playoff contention. Chris Boucher is slated to return in this one. If you want to play him, it is a good spot for him. Again, it's just you have to be worried about the minutes, right? You don't know if he's going to go out there and drop 20 and 20 and play 36 minutes, or if he's going to play 15 minutes and Kem Birch is still starting. So that's the only thing that I have a little bit of concern about. Boucher, Malachi Flynn and or Gary Trent, you need at least one of them, if not both, to be in your main lineup tonight. If Trent is the one that you're taking out, I'm okay with it. Just again, I would go with another value play, whether that's Utah Watanabe, Bembry, Gillespie even in consideration as well, or Harris. Harris slotting in as the top value play on our proprietary projections over at windailysports.com. For those that haven't gone to check it out, make sure you go and do that. Right now, Harris popping in as the top value on the entire slate. So he's likely going to be in my main lineup. Scorer off the bench, it's exactly what they need if they end up going smaller versus the Clippers. Every single one of these guys is going to play 20 plus minutes. So I like Flynn just for the floor ceiling combo, one of the best options on the entire slate. Is he going to go out there and drop 50 plus? Like, no, it's not what I'm expecting of him, but in this salary range with the amount of ownership that he's drawing based on the contest that I'm playing, I do have to play Malachi Flynn tonight, and I do like it for any sort of contest tonight. And I'm likely pairing him with Harris or Gary Trent. If you need a If you need a punt value, then Harris is your guy. If you can afford the mid-range because you're going a bit more balanced, which is personally not the approach that I'm taking, then you can go Gary Trent. Either one of them is good, but you need pieces of his Toronto offense. Even if they put up a pathetic 80 points, somebody's got to be scoring those 80 points, right? So it's going to be Flynn. It's going to be Harris. Bembry off the bench if he's not starting. Utah is going to be out there grabbing boards. The Gillespie, Birch, Boucher combo. I actually think that no one's going to play Gillespie at all. So if you want to get really different, you could play Gillespie, considering that the front court is, 3 of 9 active players that they have tonight. So definitely get some Toronto value in there. That's pretty much where I'm starting my lineup.
Right. So I guess always the question for this kind of value game, because they're almost their entire starting lineup is out.
Yeah.
How much is too much?
I would go no more than 3. Same thing that I always preach with the Raptors, whether it's the core 4 that all 4 of them are out, or it's these value guys. Toronto just runs a type of offense that has such condensed usage, right? So when Gary Trent is going to be out there, he's going to be shooting the ball. Flynn is going to be facilitating, and if Chris Boucher or Kem Birch is out there, they're going to be manning the paint, right? So it's a lot of these wing players are going to be relying on peripheral stats. And when you're talking about late season NBA DFS, where these value plays at $3,000 are getting 20 points, that's a great night in the middle of January or February. When you're talking about late season NBA DFS, when guys like Jackson Hayes at 3.4K are putting up 40 plus, well, then these 20-point guys are just not going to do it, right? Same thing with what we saw Dotson yesterday, 3K, 70% owned, ended up putting up 9 DK, right? So that's just not going to do it for you. You need guys that are really going to contribute. So you need guys that are going to be able to score. So Gillespie is going to be that guy, and Harris off the bench as well. Those are the 2 that I'm really keeping an eye on. Utah can definitely get there, especially if he's starting. He's going to be in that OG Anunoby type of role, 3-and-D wing that could really attack the glass fairly strong. But again, it's whenever they're out there, even though it's going to be limited minutes, he's going to be out there against Paul George or Kawhi Leonard. So I'm not really too fond of that matchup.
So we got a little bit of a question here. Joker, Embiid, Vooch. Basically, which center are if you're paying up for any, maybe that could be none. Which center basically are we paying up for?
I would go with Joker. If you can afford it, it's that this question, I would prefer it to be more of a duo, because you have guys that are, I don't want to say quite different in price, but you do have a significant difference between Vooch and Joker there. So I would like it to be a duo type of question, but if you're debating between the 3 and leaving some salary on the table, you got to go Joker. He has by far the safest floor, and that's what you need for cash.
Yeah, safest floor, definitely. And we got a little bit of a lineup question. We'll get to it now before we get into more. I know we're going to get into a little bit of, I think you said the Warriors-Suns game and others as well. But Flynn, Harris, Butler, Clark, Tillman, Fournier, KD, and Steph.
Yeah, I love that. I'm running the Brandon Clark and Xavier Tillman combo as well. So you see that I have a smile on my face because I'm just really bad with hiding my facial expressions, or at least so I've been told, whether it's me not impressed with something that somebody said or me laughing. I'm just really bad at hiding facial expressions. So I do have the Brandon Clark, Xavier Tillman combo. I absolutely love that strategy tonight. The one guy that scares me a little bit is Evan Fournier. He can go 14 for 20 from the field, just like he could go 4 for 20 from the field. He is going to be that secondary scoring option behind Tatum now that Jaylen Brown is unfortunately done for the season, which is ironic because we said that if there's one team, which was on your show, if there's one team in the Eastern Conference playing around that's going to get the boot early on, we said that it would be the Celtics.
You did mention the Celtics. Yes, you did.
So we're going to say that we knew that Jaylen Brown was going to get injured, and that's why we said it. So the victory lap is still happening nonetheless, but it's not looking good right now for Boston. Definitely not great, Bob. So we're gonna look at these secondary scoring options. We have guys like Marcus Smart, Evan Fournier. Just again, you're looking at some really streaky scorers there. So for all you know, it could be a cardiac Kemba game too. So it's a spot where paying 5.4 for Fournier is definitely the smartest option of the 3 because he can't hurt you all that much. But again, just with Boston's secondary options, you got to think like if that's your last man in, that's okay. If this is somebody that you're building around, I wouldn't recommend that just because not that he's not a good player, not that he's not going to do well. It's just, again, it could be a Kemba game. It could be a Marcus Smart game. It can be a Aaron Nesmith game or Peyton Pritchard combo game off the bench. Like, you really don't know who's going to represent the scoring behind Jason Tatum. And you know that when Tatum's out there, nobody else is touching the ball. So That's the only thing with playing Evan Fournier. But the lineup looks really, really
Tatum,
strong.
or is this a tough matchup to kind of do that in?
I wrote him up today. I do like it just because I don't think anybody on the slate comes anywhere close to the sheer volume that he's going to have tonight, right? So, and that includes Joker, that includes Luka, who are missing their main teammates out there, and in Jamal Murray and Kristaps Porzingis, respectively. It's just nobody's going to have the usage and the amount of sheer volume that Jason Tatum will have tonight. That being said, when it's Jimmy Butler playoff mode, and which is what we've been seeing the past week, it's really scary to pay 9.7 for Jason Tatum having Jimmy Butler in his face for 36 plus minutes. So Percy is not going to make my main lineup, but if you're playing, these large field tournaments where everyone's going Kevin Durant, you can take that risk. Personally, I think it's a slam dunk that Kevin Durant ends up outscoring Jason Tatum. But again, if you have the exact same lineup and you're swapping 1 for 1, it's not a bad way to hedge it that way too. So no one's going to have the sheer volume that Tatum's going to have. It's just a matter of if he's making the bucket or not.
Right, and he is going to have a tough matchup. WinDailySports.com. You can check out all of the articles today, Ghost Gems and anything else that is up, DFS picks and pivots. I know the MLB slate's about to get started pretty soon here as well. So check it all out, WinDailySports.com. All right, so those are we went through some of the early games: Clippers, Toronto, Boston, Miami. Does that mean now? And I know Brooklyn, Chicago at 8. Are we looking at any 10 o'clock games? And I think you mentioned a little bit you wanted to go over this one, but is this really the only late game that you're going over or talking about?
Yeah, so the reason why I'm not attacking New York and LA, I do have a bet up there. I guess I'll make it my free bet of the day and give it on the show. I'm backing the Knicks. I got it at 5.5, so I know that the line is moving a little bit. I saw it as low as +2.5, +3, so the line is definitely moving in our favor. Definitely closed on some value there, which is why I try and post the bets up as early as possible. Just like it can work against us, the large majority of the time it works in our favor, right? So this was all based on the model where it had LeBron James out from the moment I fired it up at 7 a.m. this morning. So I saw the Knicks at 5.5, and then when LeBron got officially ruled out a couple hours later, that's when it closed at 2.5 to 3, right? So we definitely got some closing line value there. But again, this game, can you hear me? Are you frozen? He's frozen. Can you guys hear me in the chat? Can you guys let me know if you could hear me? Is it me that's frozen or John? Are we good? It happened again?
It happened again.
Was it me or was he? Okay, I'm pretty sure everybody could hear what I was saying.
They can hear you. Yeah, they got you.
So
it's my
okay,
dumbass.
That's what matters. My bad. And again, see, I'm really bad at hiding my facial expressions because I'm trying not to burst out laughing right now. But so I'll wrap it up with that, saying that I'm not playing New York and LA in a fantasy perspective because you have the two slowest paced teams right now, where the total is going, it's going trending towards under 210. So I'm not really going towards New York and LA. If you want to play Anthony Davis chasing that big game that he had, it's not something that I advise, but hey, I can't blame you when he's going out there dropping 40, 10, 5, and 3 and 3. It's hard to ignore, so that's fine, but it's not a game that I'm chasing. Oklahoma City, Sacramento, I had fun playing Sacramento for the past week, and I think the last slate where I didn't play any Sacramento at all, which I'm hoping nobody did either, because I put in the Discord that I'm fading both Marvin Bagley and yes, I get it. They can hear me. Where I am fading both Marvin Bagley and DeLon Wright. I put in the Discord and I'm hoping everybody ended up following me because Marvin Bagley put up 8 points, 8 DK, not 8 raw, 8 DK points. And DeLon Wright was 8,100 or 7,700 that night. And he ended up putting up 32, which really didn't pay off. And they were both 80+% owned. And it's come to a point now where I get it. De'Aaron Fox is out. Tyrese Halliburton is out. Harrison Barnes is likely still going to be out probably for the rest of the season. It's a good spot for these guys, but there's no way on any given day or any planet that I'm paying $8,000 for DeLon Wright. It's just not happening. So that's why the value that was in that type of game was all last week. If you missed the boat, I'm sorry, but the ship has sailed there. I'm completely off Sacramento now.
Completely off Sacramento. Not
at these prices. I'm not paying $8,000 for DeLon Wright. Not in any way, shape, or form. Well, Curry hit 7 threes. I have to check. Here. Give me a second.
I'll stall. WinDailySports.com is where you can check it out. Hopefully everybody can hear me because my mic keeps unplugging. My computer keeps freezing. It's a mess over here, guys. It's a mess. That's why we have Ghost. Ghost isn't a mess. Ghost is lovely. Ghost is a professional, and he's doing well at this. But WinDailySports.com is where you can check all of this out. We have his Ghost Gems articles up, DFS picks and pivots. Join the WinDailySports.com chat as well. The Discord chat is where you can get all of this from Ghost and other DFS gurus who are definitely in there changing all of your lineups or helping, figure out if your lineup is good enough or not. They'll be tinkering with your lineups all throughout until tip-off for the slate. And go in there for Major League Baseball as well. Sports betting, all of it, WinDailySports.com. Will Steph Curry hit 7 threes, Ghost?
Like over 6.5, I assume it is. It's going to be really tough.
Yeah.
It's going to be really tough. In a previous game this year, he made 5. So pretty close. Phoenix ranks 7th in the NBA, only allowing 11.8 threes per game, though. But then again, he's on another planet right now. So tonight. That's cool too. I'm probably playing him in my main lineup. So if that happens, that's going to be another great night. So personally, I wouldn't touch that number. I never bet unders ever. That's a crime to the sports betting industry. And then 6.5, it is a little bit high. If you're getting it at plus money, I'll take the over. If you're laying the juice, I wouldn't touch it.
By the way, no, not this. Tillman starting.
Yeah, I'm playing. Like I'm not going to cover that game because it's pretty gross. But one thing that I will mention is that I know Luka has been stinking up the joint for the past couple of games, and I've actually said in Discord, I'm not playing Luka, despite him being 60 to 70% owned. So again, I'm hoping that people have been following me because it's been working out really well. I'm probably playing Luka tonight. Like in the past 2 games, I haven't at all, and it's worked out really well. But Dallas needs this win so badly that it's really hard to end up fading Luka. Like it's just they need this win to avoid a play-in round. It's that tight in the West. So right now they're sitting at 40-28. Portland is 40-29. Portland holds the tiebreaker. And if LA wins tonight against the Knicks, which they can just as long as it's by 5 or less, because I have Knicks plus 5.5, I took the points, then they are now a half game back of Dallas, which then makes Dallas a half game back of being that 7 seeded into the play-in round. So Dallas really, really needs this win. I think Luka gets his head out of you-know-where and really comes out tonight and balls out in a very juicy matchup against Ja Morant. Anyways, needless to say, the rest is in my article. Make sure you guys go and check that out. But on the Memphis side, no Joval. And the key to me is not no Joval. It's that there's no Jaren Jackson Jr. That, to me, was the biggest factor. And that's why I took Dallas -2, is where no JJJ now. Memphis has such a small front court now. They have to play Brandon Clark and Xavier Tillman a boatload of minutes. Both of these guys, 3,600 and 3,400, I believe. Brandon Clark, 3,400. It just works out so well that I get it. Clark is probably not going to start in this one, but you could play both. I very rarely play 2 guys that sub in directly for one another, but this is an exception to that rule where I'm loading up on both. Both are popping in the model. I really, really do like that combo.
Yeah, so that combo there in Memphis working out, and it sounds like those 2 together, it seemed like very good plays. And we're going to go with a little bit of a lineup here. Flynn, Harris, Durant, Clark, Tillman, Curry, Luka, and Juancho.
I wouldn't play Juancho. It's very risky. He could get 28 minutes, like he could get 2.8 minutes. So
that's not a lot of minutes.
That's the only guy that I'm a little worried about, but there's so much value down there. There's Fee, there's Saban Lee, there's so many guys that are really, really cheap. You could go Utah Watanabe. You could even go a third Raptor. You could go Gillespie if you want. I don't know how much Juancho is. If he's the stone cold minimum, I prefer Gillespie there. But whatever the model says, just trust that.
Does the model have a 4,400 or below shooting guard to take?
4.4 shooting guard. Yeah, of course it does.
Let's just put it in action. Let's see what it gets.
On DK? Yeah, we're on DK, right? 4.4.
We're going to do a little experiment here, show you how the model helps out, because now you're in a spot where you have some players that you like. I have Durant, I have Luka, I have Jokic. I have Tillman in there in the center spot, Watanabe. I even have Durant in this one. Bembry's my point guard. I just need 4,400 to help fill it out, and I think I got myself a little lineup here. Don't you think, Ghost?
Yeah, it looks really close to my main, though. But yeah.
Oh, of course it does.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, I'll actually do exactly what I do to the guys in Discord. And I'm sorry if it comes off harsh when I'm very direct in Discord to everyone that's listening. It's just I have to be direct because I want to make you guys money. Exactly. Harris starts at 730 and he's shooting guard. Put Harris to shooting guard, and then you have a guard spot. So now you have a $4,400. No, not Gary Harris. The Harris that's in your lineup right now. Gary Harris sucks. We don't play Gary Harris. In this house, we don't play Gary Harris.
I thought you wanted Gary Harris.
I'm trying to like, you know, the meme where there's like the house and the chimney. In this house, we don't play Gary Harris. So you put what do you do? No, put him at shooting guard.
What? He just went straight to guard.
Because you're in the guard spot. You got
I got to go to shooting guard.
Yeah,
Jesus.
There you go.
I didn't even realize. See, it's like when I don't realize that I'm on mute, even though I am on mute. That's what I felt like.
I was on mute for like 2 minutes.
I thought I was on guard and I'm not anymore, or shooting guard, and I'm not on shooting guard at all. Jesus. Okay.
There we go. So now you have 4,400 for a point guard or a shooting guard.
Yes.
Right. So that's what we want to do. And now, just to add it even more.
Now, right? No. Okay.
Just to add it even more, Luka is guard and forward eligible. So you actually have 4,400 for guard or forward. Because Luka is both positions. This is where I keep saying that DK is a puzzle piece. This is exactly what I mean. So we're going
through this then. Are we putting Luka in a guard spot here?
We will slot in. So just to give you guys some of the top values on the board, it's names that I've already said, so I'm not giving away too much. For the rest, WinDailySports.com.
Yes.
Got to go and check that out.
Now.
Saben Lee, Jalen Harris, Brandon Clark, Xavier Tillman.
Nice.
That's where you can start. That's like where the player pool. I'm not saying you have to use all four. I'm not saying you have to use any of them. I'm just saying that's where I take a piece of paper and a pen and I write it down and I'm like, okay, this is my player pool of value plays.
And you just
so if we go
check what option you like best.
Yeah. Exactly. So then that's where we could even go down to Saben Lee at 3,400 and we have $1,000 left. Who do we want to upgrade? You know, you could go back and forth. Maybe we don't want Bembry. You know, at that point, it's like, hey, who can I get? Can I get a $4,700 point guard? It's like, that's where there's a ton of different options, right?
Because, of course, I want Jalen Brunson. No, just kidding.
And then, Saben Lee is point guard eligible. Let's move Saben Lee to point guard. And then we have a guard spot. But Luka's also guard spot. We could also put in a forward there. It's like, this is the kind of stuff that, when I say that I'm editing my lineups, this is the kind of stuff that I'm doing. My player pool has already been solidified. And it's just, let me move around the puzzle pieces to make sure that this works, right? So this is it. That's how you do it.
Beautiful. That's how you do it. Hey, and we're going to be doing it here in the WinDailySports.com chat. That's where it goes.
Oh my God, he went mute again.
This is a mess. Now I'm on my computer microphone, not my actual one.
No, oh my gosh.
Enjoy your steak tacos. Just
thank you. Thank you.
WinDailySports. Be in the chat.
WinDailySports.com/chat. 7 free days. Make sure you guys come and join. It's free. It's 7 free days.
This isn't even working. This is just for show now. This is a prop. It's free.
7 free days free. Come and join. Get all the tools that we're doing. I'm going to join the team in Discord right now. We got 27 minutes to log. Let's go make some magic happen. WinDailySports.com/chat.
Beautiful.
Happy Taco Tuesday.
Happy Taco Tuesday.
Happy Steak Taco Tuesday.
Ooh, happy Steak Taco Tuesday. WinDailySports.com. I don't know why.